Good evening and welcome to Studio 1105. I'm Keith Gamble. Pedestrian safety is a growing concern on Auburn's campus and local community. The Travel with Care campaign aims to increase safety awareness.
With over 27,000 students, 2.4 million Tiger Transit passengers, and more than 25,000 crashes in Alabama last year due to failure to yield right-of-way, the City of Auburn and Auburn University have teamed up for the Travel with Care campaign.
We've had a higher number of incidents this semester than usual. We are concerned about that. We've had 5 pedestrian vehicle incidents since September 1st, and we've also had 3 bicycle vehicle incidents in that time frame. So that certainly concerns us. We really want to get that message out to students to take this seriously and to take some responsibility. It might sound very elementary to look both ways before you cross the street, but all of the pedestrian vehicle incidents were in crosswalks.
The campaign had outreach events on campus last week.
We were handing out information and students had an opportunity to come take their picture with a portrait frame and post that on social media. The focus of the campaign this year is know when to go, because over 25,000 crashes were caused in 2014 in Alabama because of failure to yield or failure to heed signs and signals. So knowing when you have the right of way is important, but also remembering that just because you have the right of way doesn't mean that you should go. The campaign this year is focused on courtesy, so trying to educate people about doing the right thing and not making it so much about rules, but let's all be respectful of each other.
In Auburn, Grace Reynolds, Eagle Eye TV.
The campaign is planning another campus outreach event in the spring. For more information, visit www.travelwithcare.com. Auburn has announced the nominees for the Rhodes, Marshall, and Mitchell scholarships. The Rhodes Scholarship is one of the oldest in the world and grants 32 honors students the opportunity to study at the University of Oxford in the United Kingdom. 5 of those students are from Auburn. The Marshall Scholarship is offered to 40 students with opportunity to study at any university in the UK. 2 of the 40 are from Auburn. The Mitchell Scholarship is awarded to 12 students, allowing them to study in Ireland. 4 of the 12 are Auburn students. People from all over gathered downtown for Halloween. Eagle Eye was on the scene.
On Monday, October 31st, Auburn citizens gathered around Toomer's Corner for the 16th annual Downtown Trick or Treat. The event was held from 6 to 8 p.m., and those who attended were dressed in a variety of unique costumes. DJ Oz provided musical entertainment that kept the crowd dancing the entire night.
Hi, welcome to the 16th annual Downtown Trick or Treat event. As you can see, we're going to be out on the streets partying from 6 to 8 o'clock. We've got our downtown merchants that join us and give us a lot of candy. Aubie will be out here tonight. We have our costume contest, and we're just going to jam with DJ Oz and have an awesome time tonight.
Local merchants were located at tables where children could stop by and trick or treat. Mr. Magical Balloons created spooky Halloween-inspired balloon animals, and guests could get their picture taken with Aubie, who was also in costume.
We've been coming here for 10 years, but we kind of live in like a rural area, so we didn't really have anywhere to trick or treat. So we came here and we were able to trick or treat and dance and have fun.
Once again, the City of Auburn has produced a spooktacular Halloween celebration that filled the streets of downtown Auburn. Eagle Eye News, Jasmine Lee.
Halloween traditions planned to continue next year. Auburn has received a $250,000 gift from Columbus Regional Health in Columbus, Georgia. When asked about the gift, Columbus's CEO said they were investing in the future of healthcare, welcome Auburn's nursing graduates to work with them. The gift is enough to fund a new nursing building with 2 smart classrooms, allowing for Auburn to expand their nursing program. The building is expected to take up to 89,000 square feet and have a possible completion date of August 2017. Coming up, you'll hear from Grace Reynolds with everything happening around the globe. You're watching Eagle Eye TV, Channel 6.
How to fill out an Alabama voter registration form with Aubie. First, check the 2 boxes if you are at least 18 years and a U.S. citizen. Write out your full name, make sure it matches the name on your government-issued photo ID. Write out your former name if you are updating your information. Write out your Alabama driver's license number or U.S. Social Security number in the boxes to the right. List your date of birth, phone number, and email address. Write out your addresses, including where you live and where you get your mail, but don't list P.O. boxes. Check the box next to your gender and race. List your place of birth, including city, county, state, and nation. Be sure to sign and date the Alabama Voter Declaration. Turn over the card and write the address of your county's Board of Registrars. Mail in the application and you should receive a voter card with your polling information. You can also go to www.alabamavotes.gov and find your polling location. For more information about SGA's voter registration initiative, go to auburn.edu/SGA, where you can find information about registering in other states, information about absentee ballots, and links to the candidates' platforms.
Hey guys, I'm Grace Reynolds, and this is Auburn Global. Iraqi forces have invaded Mosul in an effort to force the Islamic Nation terrorists from the city. Mosul is believed to be in the last urban city in the region to be invaded by terrorists. Locals are desperate to regain control of their city, and even Iraqi military and anti-terrorism group help, they are not optimistic. Counterterrorism forces have tried to take control of several buildings in the region, but are facing severe opposition. On Monday, the Iraqi Prime Minister told the group to either surrender or die. There is no word yet on the continuing situation. After the UN commander in Sudan was tasked with keeping the peace failed to protect groups of citizens, he was fired. Several months ago, it was reported that the commander failed to do his job during a raid. After the incident, an investigation was launched at the UN Secretary General's orders. Once the UN Secretary General investigation into the incident concluded, it was discovered that the commander was responsible for 72 deaths. President Maduro of Venezuela was scheduled to go to trial on Tuesday for violating the Venezuelan constitution and harming their economy. As a result, the country has been split and headed into a period of political unrest. Due to this, the trial had to be postponed until an unknown date. Meanwhile, President Maduro claims that some government employees are planning a coup. An investigation was launched and quickly discovered an opposing politician, Freddy Guevara, had plans for the presidency. Shortly after, President Maduro labeled Guevara a terrorist. Over 30,000 families have been forced into homelessness in central Italy after a massive earthquake hit a northern town. The earthquake was directed far enough in advance, allowing for an evacuation of the town, preventing any human deaths there. Many farms were forced to be abandoned in the process, and the livestock in failing conditions. The massive earthquake sent out shockwaves for miles, creating several earthquakes that traveled towards central Italy. These shockwaves crumbled historic buildings, including the St. Benedict Basilica. This is the largest earthquake Italy has experienced since 1980. Australian tourist Andrew Gaskell went missing on October 20th in a Malaysian mountain range. He was rescued alive yesterday. His condition was failing due to malnutrition and the many leeches found on his body. He has since been placed in the hospital for treatment, where he is expected to make a full recovery. In the last few weeks, 27 schools in India have been destroyed under mysterious circumstances. Beginning in July, a state of civil unrest consumed the city of Kashmir when an unknown group started targeting schools. It is still unknown who is targeting these schools, but an investigation has been launched and officials feel confident they will discover the culprit. Since then, many schools have suspended classes in fear of the students' lives. A school bus crashed into a city bus in Baltimore yesterday morning after rear-ending a Ford Mustang and throwing it a block from the scene, killing the bus driver and 6 people on the city bus, and leaving 10 others wounded. There were no children aboard the school bus at the time of the accident, and the immediate cause of the accident is still unknown. That's all for Auburn Global this week. Don't forget to tune into Eye on the White House live election coverage starting at 6 p.m. and the watch party will begin at 7 in the Student Center Ballroom, all on November 8th. Up next, we'll hear from Keith with more news circling around Auburn. You're watching Eagle Eye TV, Channel 6.
Auburn Guides is your guide to Auburn University.
You can access schedules, create your own to-do lists, interact with friends, and always get the most up-to-date information. The Auburn Guides app gives access to information on the go so you never miss out. Auburn Guides is available for free on the Play Store and Apple App Store.
I hope that you've been able to learn a strong work ethic surrounded by character, integrity, perseverance, so that when your 1 second comes, you'll be prepared for it.
Chris Davis.
45, there goes Davis!
Your 1 second, our 1 second is now. And our lives have been guided by the principles of one of the greatest academic institutions in the country, Auburn University.
Auburn and NASA signed the second Space Act agreement in the last 15 months on Friday. Auburn and NASA plan on pooling their technology to learn more about wireless capabilities and communications. They intend to reduce the weight of robots sent into space. This also extends Auburn's space engineering program and builds on a long-running history between Auburn and NASA. That history includes several Auburn astronauts. The Auburn City Public Library is looking to undergo some serious changes. Eagle Eye covered what you need to know. 3 public meetings were held in one day last week, allowing community members to brainstorm and envision the future of the Auburn Public Library. Citizens were able to give input into the library portion of the Parks, Recreation, and Culture Master Plan being developed by the City of Auburn. Some of the focuses for members of the community were need for space for more parking and comfortable nooks and outdoor spaces for reading or enjoying library services. Others suggested an outdoor plaza-like space for community festivals or gatherings and walking trails surrounding and leading to the library. For possible branch library, community members focused on the need for a one-stop shop, allowing patrons to check out select books or request books from the parent library while also have meeting and programming space. Here at Eagle Eye TV, I'm Keith Gamble. These changes will provide a positive change for the Auburn community. On November 8th, Auburn will vote not only for the president, but on a constitutional amendment to Auburn University's constitution. This will be known as Amendment Number 1 and will aid in Auburn's governing and budget. Auburn is looking for the opportunity to add 2 more board members in order to better serve its students and their needs. This will also help with Auburn's many programs and expand the university's sites. This past week, Auburn set out to raise awareness for breast cancer. Eagle Eye's Ellie McCoy was on the scene.
Today we are hosting All in All Pink. It's the 6th annual, the largest breast cancer event that Auburn University puts on every year to promote health and awareness for breast cancer.
On Wednesday, October 26th, Auburn University's campus held the 6th annual All In, All Pink event, hosted by the Vice President of University Outreach in partnership with Phi Delta Chi Pharmacy Fraternity and the Office of Public Service in efforts to promote breast cancer awareness throughout campus.
It's kind of like an event for all people that have either survived breast cancer, going through it right now. Pretty much just a really, really, really great event where we just celebrate breast cancer and the month and all the great things.
This event included speakers who had survived breast cancer themselves, performances by the Auburn Gospel Choir, and so much more. Tents were set up throughout the green space with different organizations to do things like test blood pressure, answer questions, and educate people about breast cancer awareness.
So doing here today, I've been going around the booths and checking those out. Actually had my blood pressure checked as well. And it's great to listen to the speakers as well because I know some of them as friends. It's great to hear survivor stories. My mother is actually a breast cancer survivor from 15 years ago, so this event means a lot to me personally.
Reporting for Eagle Eye News, this has been Ellie McCoy.
The event was a success thanks to all the support from Auburn students. The Auburn Speaker Series continues this Friday. Retired Army Lieutenant General Ron Burgess will be speaking on the current cyber terrorist possibilities and what Auburn is doing to help. For more information, go to www.auburn.edu/thisisauburn Speaker Series. That's all for Studio 1105 tonight. Keep up with all of the latest Auburn news throughout the week by following us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Eagle Eye TV. I'm Keith Gamble. Thanks for joining us, and War Eagle.
Thank you.